Shalom to everyone. I want to get into a quick question real quick in reference to Robin Williams. I heard the brother, he passed away. Uh, there are allegations. I'm not sure. We don't know. Those of us that's, outside, we just deal with what CNN says, but it was information about him committing suicide. And my big question is, as the title of this video is, uh, was it suicide or homicide? The reason why I'm going there is because did this guy ever mention in a subliminal way information about secret societies, Illuminati, New World Order, anything that has to do about revealing what the true government is about? All right. Did he ever mention this kind of information on one of his uh, comedy hours? All right, one of his stand-ups. Did he ever mention that? If you all can, leave comments based on that. Um, I'm just putting this out, because CNN. When I hear about CNN, light bulbs all over the place, like a siren, like a ambulance or something. Because I don't trust them. They're Jewish. I'm not saying that all. Let me just make this clear. I'm not going to say that all Europeans are evil. Okay, I'm not going that route. We just got to understand that they like to lie. Okay, let me just make that a little more easier to digest to all the viewers. Okay, they make things hard. It's hard for you to digest information from CNN or Fox News. So what I wanted to go into is, did this brother ever deal with any type of stand-up comedy talking about subliminally any Mason, Freemasons or Illuminati, things of that nature? So I hope you all get the information, the actual question of them. So I wanted to pose that question to the public here, all right, to see, because my mind, people think, well, you're always thinking the negative. Well, I always have to deal with understanding what's negative first. Uh, how do you see my? I don't know the whole story, so you all can correct me. I'm open for correction, and I stand corrected if I'm, kind of going too far. But my mind is like, okay, he passed away the 11th. How do they know that quick it was suicide? You see what I'm saying? Like, don't you have to go through some type of like an autopsy? You have to go through certain uh, levels of research, whatever, to, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think. I'm probably a little tired here. Investigation, investigation on if this guy committed suicide. Like, when did he die? How long does it take to get this information? And because let me tell you, I know a person right now that was married to a celebrity, and the way this person died was almost like the same way, but he was dealing with certain things, and they found him in an apartment dead. You see what I'm saying? So I just kind of like think outside the box, but I don't want to come off as like I'm paranoid or you're always thinking negative. No, I need you all to think so we can probably come to like a mutual agreement. Like, well, maybe he was dealing with shooting out information about the New World Order, secret societies, the Illuminati, Freemasonry, or whatever. All right, we gotta realize that there's so many blood type sacrifices that's done when you talk about celebrities. So we just can't just take what news say, because they came up with the. I mean, how you die the 11th, or that's what it was publicized, and then all of a sudden turn around. Or what day was it? I think it was the 11th, or 24 hours later, they know that this guy, it was suicide. Now, like I said, you all can correct me, please. Just let me know. Send some emails to me, comments, inbox me, whatever you can. I just want to know, based on my curiosity, how did they know so quick that this guy was suicidal. They say, he suffered from depression and things of that nature. I kind of skimmed down through the information, but I was at work, so I couldn't really go through everything. And this computer here, I can't research like I want because the fan will come on a trillion times, pop-ups all over the place. So you agents, yeah, so I could say that now, are messing up my computer. But anyway, yeah, back to Robin Williams. It was sad. As kids, I was a kid. I grew up with the guy. He came up with all these different movies, and um, so I pay my respects, even though I'm sure that uh, I've heard certain things that he was dealing that was contrary to the Bible, of course. But basically, I just wanted to pull out that information to see, are they just kind of like targeting people that got a mouthpiece? I mean, you're talking about someone that's been active for years. Millions and millions of people know him. If you start blotting out a bunch of New World Order, um, you see what I'm saying? That's what you got to realize. I look at certain things, even though he's European, it doesn't matter. They When it comes down to America, man, it's a wrap. You see what I'm saying? Not like a gift neither. I'm talking about it's a wrap. It's done. All right. Um, that's all. Trying to think of anything else that I can be leaving out. Um, there you have it. I'll see you all soon with other videos. Shalom.